Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the one and only Brother James King, coming at you live from the great state of Michigan. Well, let's get right to it. College football recap from this weekend. A lot of great games, a lot of questions and wonder going in after this great Thanksgiving holiday season coming up. The game, and I'm talking about between Michigan and Ohio State. Both Michigan and Ohio State got tested in their final games going into this head-on collision. Both 10-1 in the top 10. Both looking to secure a spot in the Big Ten championship matchup against Northwestern in Indianapolis. Maryland and Ohio State, both teams scored 50 points apiece, and it came down to a overtime 2-point conversion that was non-effective by Maryland, where Ohio State got the victory on the road. Michigan had a stiff test against Indiana in their senior day in the Big House, but triumphed in the end, 31-20. I believe that Indiana, Northwestern, and Maryland are teams to look out for in the Big Ten. The Big Ten gets a bad rap as it is, I feel, in both football and basketball for college. I believe they are the toughest conference of all the conferences. And ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Max Kellerman, I want to talk to you about it. Tell me that I'm wrong. The Big Ten, I believe, is the best physical competition from top to bottom, no matter who you play. Speaking of who you play and how you have to come to play each and every day, each and every weekend, it doesn't matter who you play. Case in point, West Virginia, another 9-1 team at the time, a one-loss team that I felt was just right behind Oklahoma, Georgia, Michigan into the top three teams that are vying for the playoff and the national championship. Very good team, but on the road, couldn't get it done, and Oklahoma State upset them, and it shows just how you have to come to play each and every day. Speaking of other teams, Notre Dame, undefeated still, did defeat Syracuse over in New York in Yankee Stadium. It was a very good game, well played. I think Notre Dame is a good team, but I think they're also benefiting on the fact that they are undefeated. If they were not and just had a one loss, I don't feel that they would be in the position that they would be in. Central Florida, undefeated, probably feeling cheated due to the fact that they are undefeated and they're not in the same position as Notre Dame. You would think you're undefeated. When you're playing in the Conference USA, I'm sorry, Central Florida fans. I'm a fan of you guys. I really respect Central Florida. Then they got a lot of athleticism. They went undefeated last year, beat Auburn in the bowl game. That I did not think that was going to happen. But I really just do not think that they have the firepower to stick with Alabama, to stick with Clemson, to compete with Oklahoma and Georgia. I think Michigan's defense would find their way against them as well. The only team that I actually see them winning or at least keeping it much closer against is Notre Dame. Central Florida, is just the fact of you're not in the Big Ten, you're not in the SEC, and it does come down to competition. It does come down to strength of schedule. I do feel that the playoffs should be stretched to 8 teams. And I've always felt that way, even when they first introduced this to the college football world, where we could have had the opportunity to have Central Florida a part of the conversation as well. All the teams that I just described, I think, would and could deserve the opportunity. It'd be very interesting. It'd be a lot more eyes on college football. I think that it would be a good thing and benefit, especially for the high schoolers that are going into college, to be able to be a part of something like that, to give more teams an opportunity. And we'll see what happens. But in my personal opinion, I just don't think that Central Florida will get that boost that they've been looking for due to the fact of how the rankings are. And, the BCS has always been really tipsy-turvy. It's chaotic. It sometimes can be fair, and sometimes it can't be fair. So that's my recap for college football. Of course, Alabama, speaking of which, before I end this, Alabama did have somewhat of a scare against the Citadel, but I wasn't surprised by how they bounced back and ended up blowing them out in the second half. And we'll see how everything goes. My name is Brother James King, and that's your college football update.